bouncing real strong here. I would prefer if this 5 minute on ES closes around 41.37, which we might not get with this
Morning
bounce.
Star right on the 200.
1 minute?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. There you go.
Look at that. That's crazy.
Bam.
Yeah, NQ's too strong inside supply right now. It's funny because you'd think it being in supply, NQ would be the weaker one. So what do you guys think? Can we long in this next 5? Depending on the close?
I'm going to watch for a 3-bar here for a downplay. I don't think we're going to get it. That is just strong.
I think if we hold this range, this 41.39 to 41.44, that like a 4-point range, we'll sell off eventually today. But I want to enter short near 41.42. Oh nope, this might be the give up candle.
Yeah, this might be a 3-bar here. Watch for a pullback 411.77 for SPY. Bam, look at that 3-bar just pushing. Come on, finish it.
Nope.
Finish him.
NQ's too bouncy. That's crazy. That's why markets like this, I try to wait for the larger time frame.
Still got 30 seconds left on this bar. Give it a moment. 5 seconds says go for it. Till right about now. I love that 5-second, guys. That thing just gives me everything I need to know about exactly when to do what.
Look at that.
We're going to pinch a spinner on the 1-minute chart right here in 5 seconds.
This might be another day I stay flat. Alright, need some confirmation. We want to go lower.
We do have an RTH gap to close at 41.27. So the question is, are we going to go there or are we going to transform yesterday into an island day?
You know, yesterday we had 5 1-minute 3-bars fail. They all broke over the opposite way. So today we just got, there it is, there's your 3-bar. Bam, done. You get bar 1, 2, 3 on a morning star or an evening star. The play is go for the 3rd bar and stay within it. So stay inside that bar. And typically you just line up your price with the doji that's in the middle of the 2 bars. And you will have a price target. So 411.77 was my bear target after this break. We got a spinner. It almost did it on the spinner with the wick. And then it printed the bar right to it. Like magic.
Yo, 1 minute, 5 minute divergence. That's crazy. Now ES looks stronger because NQ is just pushing lower. NQ could have just done a little liquidity grab there, knowing people would short under VWAP or stop out under VWAP. So
yeah,
I don't know, just a thought.
So the question is, when is Yellen talking to the banks this week? Is it today?
Maybe.
Because that is going to have a major impact on what we do next, right? So if you look at this chart I just posted, that's just the RTH right there. That's what I meant. Is like we are coming down. I do have a 41.15 target, which we didn't go anywhere near it, even with the overnight session, right? Oh, look at that. Holy crap.
Oh, here we go.
This is classic fan lines on the 5 second right here.
Nice.
Boop. Right to it, baby. So I'm still messing with my TradingView account here, and I'm getting the hang of it slowly.
Nice.
Subdivision here. It
does see a bounce at 41.33.
It does try to correlate the lines between the time frames on SPY chart, but it doesn't lay them out correctly. And when I go adjust them on the 1 minute, they don't quite fly with what I'm doing with the 5 minute or 5 second. Yeah, here comes your bounce right off the 1 minute 200 period with a wick. See if we close the hammer there. If that doesn't close
that was a bounce at the VWAP too.
Yeah. If it did close a hammer
nice.
under the 1 minute 200, so watch for a quick wick into the 200 and then a breakover as possible. So I wouldn't quite jump in long just yet. I might with your money. Just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding. There it is. See,
Oh,
Whoa!
yeah, ain't no
I
going
do
wrong.
not long that.
Don't go long in anything here.
Okay, it's
Whoa.
Jamie's turn, right?
Right?
Oh, well, I was already short. I took a few ticks profit there and long with a stop, a protective stop, and good to go. If we keep going, that's great. If not, I'm done.
The trend bucker of the day is Amazon so far. It's just trucking, baby. Look at this thing.
Yeah, I was reading someplace where it was talking about for the last 10 days or so, it's been like just moving.
Yeah, Amazon's been great. Like I said, I got a long-term target swing on that at 136, and that's just I'll have to flip grids. Hold on a second.
Yep, Amazon is moving. It's all because of me, man. I get a package every day.
Right?
I've got a 2-for-1 set up out of this little double bottom. So we got the 1-for-1. It nailed that. Went a little parabolic to get there. I would love to see it accumulate here, but I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna rip right to the top of that. About 125 would be a target on next couple
Oh my
days.
goodness.
Whoa,
My goodness.
well, yep, there you go. 4130.
Okay.
Come on.
Woo!
Yo,
410.90.
let's go. Let's go.
That magnet.
Somebody's talking. Somebody's talking somewhere because something is, this is happening on.
I'm out. I just scalped that candle. That was crazy. Yo, I was looking at a green for a sec. I was like, do I want to enter here and chase this? I was like, all right, it's got enough momentum. Then it drops. Like, okay, let's get out. That's nice.
Bam, that 410.90, man.
That
That
was
thing's a
crazy.
magnet.
Dragging my stop down, following it.
Woohoo! Nice
Right?
work. Nice work.
That was crazy.
Just paid for your vacation.
Oh, my vacation was paid for while I was traveling, so
Yep.
that's the beauty of trading. I could just log on there, and every
Gotta
time my
love that.
husband would say, "Oh, we can't spend that much money," I'm like, "What?" But I just made it here, so yes, we can.
Mhm.
He's like,
That's
"Really?" He's like, "If you're that good," but I'm like, "Shh, don't jinx me."
Yep. Shut up.
Just say thank you and
Where's we-
enjoy the lasagna. We had the best Italian food ever in Mexico. How crazy is that?
That's really funny.
It was
don't they
nuts.
copy a lot of what they do, like both of them?
Well,
They're
it
very
was a
similar.
Five Diamond Resort, so it was probably an Italian chef back there. We did go to a
Here's your balance.
sushi place, which was kind of scary. We thought, maybe this isn't a good idea. It was really funny because the girl that came to the hostess, she looked very Asian, and she had a sarong, or what is it called?
Kimono.
Yeah, the kimono on. And then she says, "Hola."
Well,
That's fun.
I was like, what?
Yo, are we on YouTube? Are the comments up? Make sure.
Yeah,
make
yeah, we're
sure
up.
checking.
up, and up.
Make sure- Comments though. Is
Yeah.
everything good over there?
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I took 2 off. I got 3 on still. Let's see.
So, yeah, careful. Here comes your balance. There's a little Wu-Tang on the 5-second going back up to about 411.30 short term, and long term we might, well, on the 5-second long term here, 411.40.
That contradicts itself.
Yes,
The
it does
5-second
beautifully.
Long term.
And
The 5-second long term.
the 5-second long term,
Yeah.
the 15-second.
And I'm still kind of playing with my settings on TradingView. We're going to switch to TradingView over time here. I got to fiddle with things a little bit more before I like using it altogether for a grid. But
we're going to continue a bit.
well, there's something I see here that I don't see there, and this is the we got a 1 minute little Wu-Tang trying to form here on OMH, but it's also a little descending wedge or ascending wedge right at the base. So might get a quick $1 scalp out of that thing is what I'm looking for. I just want to find the proper setup on that thing before I go jumping into it. I did scalp a tiny bit of it in the pre-market to like 720 from like 692 is when I got in. But I'm going to see about what happens with this wedge. This thing's a super low float, highly manipulated, just garbage stock, but it's great for price action. So even if you just paper trade it for practice, you're going to be trialed by fire in this thing.
Yeah, I hear you.
Going lower. Going lower. Buckle up, buckaroos.
We're making a 10-second H pattern.
Yep. I see it too. There's a little double bottom here.
Hmm.
I don't know. You know what it is? The demand tells me we're not going lower on ES. But the supply tells me we're dropping like a fly right now on NQ.
That 410.90 is powerful, dude. That thing just won't break. Not yet. When it does, though, look out, because we got a hell of a base target all the way down here to 407.50.
We hit the first John Wick so far. The second John Wick is a 410.25 on the SPY.
Yep.
Actually, that was this morning's John Wick. So based on Big's theory before, and what I said is like, yep, we're going down before we come back up.
I have a similar one. It's right at 8:02 a.m., but it only goes to 410.68 on my chart. I don't know why. Wu-Tang.
Yeah, I'm eyeballing that one. So
look at that, another 1
yeah,
minute.
The low is 410.25 on the first wick, and then the second wick is 410. Yep, 410.25. Both of them are matching exactly the same.
Look at this 1 minute 3 bar played perfectly. Look, 1, 2, 3, doji, bar, boom, target met. Exceeded a little bit. That was your exit at 411.10. A trade up from 410.98. But hey, that little move is a quick little scalp on the ES. Now we wait and see if this shakes into a bear flag and smokes that 410.90, or if this gives us a reversal and runs back for at least a 50% retrace to about 411.75. Possibly a return to mean up against the angular resistance here, about 412.80.
Right, we just had a cross of the 20 over the 1 hour 20 down.
NQ trying to push red on the 5 minute.
That's there's a Twizzler bottom happening there on the ES. But 4 minutes, man, 4 minutes. You know, I gotta be on my calls every 4 minutes.
All right, let's continue.
Yay.
I feel bad I haven't posted anything in the social media yet today.
It's
I'm
all
in a
good.
trade right now, so I'm posting them.
Yeah. Later
Hey,
on.
Jeremy.
Yeah.
So
you were talking about that angular position at 412.80. I don't see that.
So that's
chart. I just see the horizontal. Okay.
Right. It's actually an angular. This is the top of the diamond, but remember when I put it down on a 2-hour chart, for some reason it skews on the 1 minute chart. But the odd thing is it's still relevant. It becomes a pivot. So like here we have it
okay.
a little bit lower than that on the 15-minute chart. See right here? We got 412.58. That's just defined by this diamond pattern. We're at the upper edge of it. We've been creeping right along this thing. It's been methodically held for a while now. Eventually, diamonds do break. And one thing to be very aware of, let me get the daily chart up. Maybe the 2 hour. 4 hour. Let me get the 4 hour up. Sorry.
Come on, ES, follow.
So when this diamond pattern was entered by price over here, broad and 331, March 31st right there is the entry to that, and we started expanding. FOMC brought us to a broad peak, and then we started contracting. Well, if you look here where the convergence is of the opening side of the diamond before price was in it, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days.
Whoa, look at that break on NQ.
Yeah, that
1,
was nice.
2, 3, 4,
Why isn't
5
ES
days.
following it strong though?
So this puts us as Friday being the potential day that we either break down and retrace this trend as a bearish trend, or we break out as if this is a continuation pattern, and then we get a bullish 1-for-1 out of it.
Oh man.
Market alert.
So-
I'm going to work. Bing.
So in the near future, this market's going to make a big move. These diamonds usually, when they finish compressing, they usually move really big. They usually precede volatility. And in this case, this is the first time that I've seen a diamond like this where FOMC was inside of it.
I just got
All last year and all through the first quarter, the diamonds appeared before FOMC and then they ripped. Hey, we broke that 410.90, but careful. We're
This
not
has
out of
been
it much.
a beautiful sell-off. I hope you guys have been picking at it, taking some trades, taking some scalps.
But generally, I'm a little bit biased bullish from this more than bearish. However, we still have to crack this angular resistance before I can trust a rally out of this.
Okay.
Back to the
We'll
5
probably
minute for a
call it
moment.
a day trade-wise. Still hang out with y'all today. I can't believe it's only 10. I like how sometimes it's 11, and
I
I'm
know.
like, damn, it should be like 10 right now. And then sometimes it's 10, and it's like, is it not noon?
Oh, it's like yesterday I up and like saw power hour setting up. I'm like, this is gonna be a garbage power hour. I'm going on a bike ride.
Oh,
I literally just walked away from my computer and went and took a bike ride. It was glorious.
you know what? You know what's crazy? Friday power hour, right? That was when we had that little sell-off.
Yeah.
So Friday I noticed we had that really, really crappy price action in the morning. And I feel like I've noticed a little bit that a lot of times if we have crappy low volume in the morning, low volatility in the morning throughout the day, even throughout lunch, sometimes these banks, these financials, these firms, they got to put their money somewhere throughout the day, throughout the week. So I'm thinking maybe they let it die down knowing that most of retail doesn't trade power hour and then they give a
Right.
quick impulse move. But what's great about that is if you trade options, 0-day
Yes,
options
sir.
are so crazy, bro. You
So
could get one for like $9 and sell it for 90 if it goes $1 in your direction in SPY. It's crazy.
I've been talking a little bit about something we've noticed in the options market on SPY 0 days, and the CBOE noticed it too. There has been a massive increase in options sales on 0 days, and they kind of seem to be assuming that retail is like gambling on these things, and they probably are. We're over here teaching people how to make either conversion or swap strategies out of 0 days, and sometimes selling 0 day credit spreads. So it's kind of funny that they've noticed the uptick in volume. I've sure as heck noticed it. It's nearly doubled over the past 2 weeks. And I've taken some size in it myself, but nothing that could control it. But in short, like I've made some conversion strategies where it would appear like I've been contributing to that volume, and I've been talking about the conversion strategies quite a bit. So I know that it's getting out there, and maybe retail is starting to pick up on it. But the majority of those will expire out of the money. That's the given. Last week I noticed a flaw in Robinhood's logic, and they ended up exposing me to risk on a 0 day, and it shouldn't have. Their policy should have closed the entire position. Instead, it closed the debit spread side and left the credit spread side open on a 0 day into the close. That's a no-no, because if you get a sign on that, you can be in trouble, because you're going to be responsible for the width of the spread less the premium you earned in it. So like, let's say I sold $1 wide for like 20 cents or something like that on the credit spread side to cover a gain where I entered a long position on a debit spread side for 5 cents. So basically I've locked in 100% profit, but if they go and close the debit spread side of that at 330, I'm liable for the distance between the two strikes on the short and long on the credit spread, less the 10 cents that I sold it for. So I'm liable for $90 per spread. Multiply that times a few hundred, it becomes significant. So in that error that they had, they not only exposed me to risk, but thinking about it, I could technically open that position with just $5 liquidity in my account. Like I could have a Robinhood account, a normal Robinhood account, not a gold account, with $5 in it and open that position.
No, boy.
The the rules are stated in Robinhood's policies that you're not technically allowing them to let you trade on margin until you have a gold account. So standard rules on their standard account would say that that position should be covered by them. They would be liable. And that got me thinking, I'm like, well, wait a minute. If you get like 300,000 people with a $5 account opening the same position and they have their auto liquidation policy only close the debit spread side into the close and leave the credit spread open, that potentially sets up the entire brokerage for a margin call, because people aren't going to be responsible for that. They're certainly not going to pay it if they only have $5 in their account and they didn't
Right.
sign up for margin trading. Hello, there's rules. So I blew the whistle on that, went the white hat route, reported it to the bug bounty program, thinking, well, if I can at least expose this, maybe they can owe me $1 or $2 to bring it out in the open. And they blew it off entirely, not only on the bug hunter, but they blew it off on the personal ticket that I put in on it. They said, and they started telling me things from their options team after the fact that I reported it in a bug fix. They started telling me things on the options team from their experts that says, "Oh, we're in control of this risk. We have everything under control on our end." Blah blah blah. They started telling me things like, options can only be exercised up until like 8:30. I'm like, no, technically you can exercise an option right at 11:59 p.m. right before midnight on expiration day. So yeah, they're really treading on thin ice with that situation, because if enough people went and purposefully did that, they could technically bankrupt Robinhood in minutes. So hopefully no one does anything like that, but
Long for 6 ticks.
they've been known to make mistakes on their policies in the past.
Right.
If you Google search why box spreads are not allowed on Robinhood, you'll see some user actually made that happen.
Yeah, I stay away from Robinhood. I know you like to play it, but that's just,
I do, because the strategies for me make.
you don't have too much money just sitting there that could be.
I mean, I have a sizable chunk there because I put a lot of it in just cash earning interest on it. But at the same time, I also make a lot of big option plays in there because it's easy to trade them. And the strategy I use will actually utilize every penny of a spread, and I don't have to pay commissions on it. So if I was trading that in a regular broker with commissions on the options I was trading, I wouldn't be able to make these 100% returns on like 1 penny risks, So it pays off to have no commissions in there, and it's really fast and easy to trade. Their data on options is pretty good. It's up to the minute, well enough to where I can utilize it to make some killer trades. But it's just kind of baffling that their policies are that lax, and they just they don't have the risk manager in place that they should.
Indeed. All right, guys, I'm made my goals and then some. I'm gonna go play with my new baby horses.
All right.
Congrats. Enjoy. Nice talking to you.
I'll
That's
be
for
back
sure. Have a good
tomorrow
one.
for more fun.
Yeah.
See you
Okay,
tomorrow.
lady.
Viva Mexico while you can.
Mexico, I'm back home now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I have 2 babies, so that's fun.
Ooh, tweezer right on top of a fan line.
All right, to that key level and
Have a good one, Amy.
combo.
Thanks. See you
Take
later.
care, Amy.
Have good. Enjoy those fulls.
That was crazy. Look at that key level and VWAP right there. Plus, it came back in and retested NQ supply, daily supply. That was like a triple confirmation to go shorted there.
Yeah.
I was I was busy posting.
That tweezer is
So
glorious.
It is what it is.
So far, we had a nice bullish 1-for-1. We peaked out of the upper range just a little bit, and then we broke down. Do I still have HA candles on this? No, I don't. They look like HA candles, though, don't they?
I hit my goal today too. That's good. That's good. I hope everybody's
Yeah, they
doing
are.
okay today. Who else we got in here? What's everybody watching right now? What's everybody trading right now? Victoria, are you there? Aaron, are you still there too?
I heard Aaron just a second ago.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I thought so.
I'm not
Yeah, I
doing
heard him
any
too.
trading at all. I'm just observing here, trying to
Okay.
get my account set up with. Get start doing some trading over on Webull and playing with this penny stock.
There you go.
Oh,
If
that's
that makes
cool.
any sense there. Just kind of
Yeah,
start there.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, it's great to practice price action on a Webull cash
Penny
account
stock,
because you don't
yep.
have to worry about PDT in a cash account. And then,
Hmm.
like I said, you can just take one of these 10-cent stocks or something and just practice the price action. And then as long as it's got volume, it's got price action. And once you get the method developed in scalping those little 10-cent stocks here and there, and as long as you maintain profitability in it, you've developed a process, and then you can go and apply that to futures. You can apply that to indexes, equities, whatever. It all works the same. It's the same price action. Just it
Okay.
happens faster on penny stocks.
Well, thanks again. Thank you for the encouragement,
Yeah.
community. You guys take care. I will get back with you later, hopefully tomorrow.
All
I'm
right.
going to get back and get into the go through the process. Okay.
There you go.
Cool, cool.
We'll get you there.
Got
Excellent.
any questions, you let us know.
I will do it. Thank you. Appreciate
Awesome.
it.
For
Goodbye.
sure. Take care.
I
If we
forgot.
come back up to this zone again and fail like 41.34, I'll probably take another short.
Yeah, we'll probably get a trend change if this doesn't reach this next fan line here at 411.45
Trend change, you think we're going back up?
down. So we've been going up for the past few minutes here since that's not right. Since 10 o'clock, past 10 minutes.
Is that, I think somebody wrote something in the YouTube, hey, what's going on? I don't see a name next to him though, so it might be anonymous. He said he held a put on Microsoft since midday. Sold early for a loss. By the way, hi, this is Kevin, Bullish Bears Kevin. Also boat calls on Baba and JD. Do you normally trade options and equities like that?
Not like that, and especially not before earnings.
No,
I-
no, no, I'm not asking, I'm not
Oh, yeah,
asking
yeah.
you. I'm asking
Sorry.
him.
No. The only thing I do is sell options into earnings to open, but that's a little advanced for the average options trader.
Morning, guys.
Morning,
Hey, good morning. I was gonna say, where's Ricardo at today?
right?
Yeah.
So we got this 1 minute tweezer right in an expansion range here going in from our fan lines. And that usually signals a sell signal, but it might be a trap here. I'm waiting. I want to see if price will reach this upper edge of the fan line up here at about 411.45. If it can't do that, certainly it can roll over and break the regression line and start heading down here to 410.70.
I'm gonna want one more pump, and I'm gonna take a short around 41.33, 25-ish. Because, yeah, NQ's trying to pump higher, but it's hitting VWAP and supply again. It should bring ES up a bit. ES hasn't been making a high really on this candle. We'll see, we'll see, we'll see.
Do you know if Optimus data will connect to futures for TradingView?
Let's see.
I'll have to find that out.
That's a good question.
It does. Optimus Futures.
Sweet. Okay. So I have an
Iron
Optimus
Beam,
account.
Optimus, Alpaca,
I'll have to
Awanda,
connect it.
Forex, Interactive Broker, AMP.
Oh, you have a question on the chat there. How many weeks out do you normally buy? for
Oh no,
options?
that was me asking him.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's you.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No, because I
Lost.
didn't. His doesn't have a name.
Yeah, it's anonymous. That's okay. You don't have to
Okay.
have a name.
I didn't know what to call him.
Casper. Ghost. Ha 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 ha. No, sorry. Speaking of Casper, he's been talking to them folks over at Optimus Trade for some really cool things to work on. So we might be doing some things with them. So that'd be pretty cool. I like the brokerage, and I like them in the same way I liked Tradeovate before Tradeovate got bought out by NinjaTrader. So take
Right.
that with a piece of caution. They're a small brokerage for now, and hopefully they don't get bought out by somebody bigger. Hopefully they just explode on their own and keep things the way they work, the way they are. Because man, that is the kind of broker I like to trade.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm seeing. Let's see.
This almost looks like a little IHS down here. It's kind of slating to pull off a bullish move out of this.
Yeah, I was thinking of taking it along here too, just because of how strong NQ looks into supply, but it's also not my cup of tea of a trade because VIX is sort of choppy at the moment and was pushing higher, which tells me bearish, so that's a confluence I don't like.
Yeah,
But
kind of
we'll see.
blasé.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I just need Intel to start picking a direction here because it's been floating around in this range for a while. I'm not sure it's going to break out or not. Let's see, when's their
Do
next
you
earnings call?
Mr. YouTube comment person, I'm sorry I don't know your name. Do you, do you oh, I might want to take a short around here. Do you day trade? Do you swing trade? What kind of trading are you into? I know you said I only got into the market again. Oh, yesterday? Oh, that's awesome. Well, welcome back. I'm glad you found our YouTube. We go live here every day. We do have a course and everything. If you just look up our website, bullishbears.com, you could sort of get into it and everything. We have a Discord along with a big library of like different resources and stuff, things to use, learn risk reward, learn different moving averages, different indicators, supply demand. That's my big thing, is supply demand. But we offer a lot, and again, it comes with a Discord as well, so you get a community of people who are also trying to learn. AJ, nice to meet you. I'm Kevin.
Dude, this might be a bear trap, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. NQ looks ready to pop, so but that could be a bull trap.
Yeah, either. I think I'm leaning on bear trap though.
Day trading back
I
then now.
freaking love that GIF I've been fighting with the pink bear. That thing is so funny.
See, I'm thinking part of, if NQ didn't look as strong as it does right now, I would grab a short right here, 41.3375.
Yeah.
But it looks too strong.
Oh man.
Yeah, for sure. Nice to hear from you, man. And of course, pop in any day. The YouTube part is free, of course. The courses and Discord and stuff. I think it's, what is it, 47 a month, and then the lifetime is like 500, but it's half off for the lifetime. What, Jeremy? Do you know what it is?
Something like that. We keep having these specials and they change prices on the longer term, but the 47 a month, and then I want to say it's. Well, hell, I'll just go to the website. Hold on.
Here we go. And I was checking it out yesterday too.
I
But
think it might be 250.
yeah, it is
It's
250.
half
That's
off
cool. That's
the
not bad
annual.
at all. Oh, that's annual, right?
Yep.
Life is the 500. Got those confused.
Yeah, yearly it's 250, but I think those specials happen on a certain time. I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Got you.
Lucian's got to be a more on top of the ads for those.
Ooh, AJ, I'm sorry to hear that, man.
You should-
Listen, trading, so many people take such big losses, and it happens. But part of trading and part of it being a successful trader and going down the journey is learning how to not do that. Because once you could manage your losses and capitalize on your gains, but not even capitalize on your gains yet. The first step I always say is if you could start minimizing your losses while still continuing to learn to trade, then you're doing something right. Because when we're learning to trade, we should not be expecting to be profitable. But we should be managing our losses and how much we put into the market and make in the market and lose in the market. If we can't control how much we're making, we got to be able to control how much we're losing. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a good risk reward on things. there's a lot to the market that I always tell these guys. Guys, I'm sorry to sound repetitive to you all in the Discord, but I'm just speaking to AJ, the guy in the comments right now. And a lot of it's learning good risk reward, because if you have a good risk reward, you're able to have more losers than winners. If you have a 1 to 3 risk reward, you're able to win 30 to 40% of your trades and still be profitable. And once you can do that and manage that, then you're able to add on to it. You go from one contract to two, two to four, four to eight. Another good way of learning too, and I was telling these guys as well, is the whole Apex trading, because what it is you're buying a Apex trading as a funding account, and they have different levels of accounts. You buy a cheap account and you paper trade with it. You do an evaluation account, and when you pass that account, they will give you a funded account. Then you could start taking profits from that. But my whole thing with that is, if you're new to trading, one, it's futures, so you're trading pure price action, no options, no decay, no none of that. Um, and it's cheap. Let's say they usually have good sales, 90% off on their cheapest accounts, like $20. So if you're doing $20 for that month, and you get the live data for TradeOvate for the full month once you buy that for the $20. So it's great. It works out, because if you blow the account in a week, you could still then paper trade with it for the rest of those few weeks and get a feel for that. And then you could do the account again. You could reset the account again. And it's great because it's not only learning trading, but you don't have that stress of losing a lot of money if you lose, because if you blow the account, it's just $20. You only paid $20 for it. But you also have that little push forward that you should be learning and should be trying to do better, because it's real, to the point that if you pass the eval and get funded, then you just then you get funded and you start pulling your profits from that, and it's really great. They have trail stops and stuff, so it's obviously a lot more in depth than what I'm saying, but it really is a great way to practice, to learn, and it's a great way for new traders to make some money without putting real money on the line.
Go Tesla, go. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm sorry. I was just raving and ranting.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So this is kind of weird. I'm looking at two different. Oh no, never mind. I was gonna say Amazon was looking to continue off the 20 period here, then it kind of failed. This is a little interesting here though. This tweezer on a 1 minute chart here, right at regression on SPY. This smells like a damn bear trap, dude. A lot. So be
Yeah.
careful if you're short
Yeah, I
here
don't like
because this can
longs,
rip.
dude. Are you saying bear trap? I don't like longs here. We're
I
failing
don't.
and
I don't like anything here until this breaks. This is a little range compression here. Think of it like a little pennant. We have a short trend before it. We can make a bullish 1-for-1 out of this. So like, let me draw the boxes here. I'll just draw one box and drag it there. So we have a quick short-term bull target of like 411.62 here off this little break. But don't trust that to be bullish or bearish anything outside of like 10 minutes. So I'm going to wait for this thing to shake out. And you can also look at it as if it's like a, just a basic little wedge. Oops. You can certainly play that out right there. So you can watch for a break of either or support, resistance, and then take a little scalp on the break. But it's looking more bullish than bearish short term, like the next couple 1 minute bars. As for beyond that, that also is about a 50% retracement target of this morning's bearish trend from the open. So if we split that difference here, and I'll draw it right here, probably at the top of this bar. Make that a color I can recognize. Now let's go to the 15-minute chart. Where does that put us in our diamond pattern? Well, we could go either side of this. We can go and resume back up here to about 412.50, or we could break over and test that 410.90 again. So we're getting more volatility as time goes on, and there's a good chance that Friday could be the day that we break this diamond and we start to see the outcome of the diamond. If you look, today is Wednesday. We're here Thursday, Friday, and that seems to be about the same amount of time that we had when price entered the diamond. So either A, we go and smash support and retrace this entire bullish trend here down to like 390, 450. Damn.
We're going up.
Or,
Apex Funded Trader. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. AJ asked what the platform is called again.
oh yeah, it's like a prop firm thing where their policy or the way they do business, let's say that, is they expect most traders to fail this. So when you go and you do an eval account and you get the special discount on it, you pay like 20 or 30 bucks for a $25,000 or $50,000 eval account, and trading in a broker of your choosing. Rhythmic seems to be kind of hokey, but the one that trades on Tradovate is usable. I like it. Effectively, it gives you a chance to trade with other people's money. So if you pass the eval and you get funded, then you can trade prudently and eventually build enough capital using someone else's money, and eventually be able to take some withdrawals from it. They do have some little rules that apply to their withdrawals, but in general, they will split you 90-10 after the first 25,000, which you get 100% of the first 25,000. So, let's say hypothetically, if you're operating a $50,000 account and you turn it into a $75,000 account, technically you can withdraw 25,000 right off that thing. Caveat: you want to leave some money in there to keep your trailing stop with some fluff in it. Otherwise, you come back down to whatever it was dragged up to beyond that 25,000 or beyond that $50,000 account, whatever you started with. Boom, there's our move.
Yeah, looks like we're going high. Wait, real quick, Jeremy. I'm so sorry.
ahead.
I don't want to not answer AJ. AJ,
Go
do you
ahead.
mean, he said, is it better to wait till the 5-week chart completes during the week? Would you agree? Do you mean what the 5-minute chart complete? Like when we're day trading? Because a billion percent agree.
Yeah.
So I got a question regarding the Apex trading. I went on their website and I looked at the the $50,000
Mhm.
funded account, and
Okay.
it says it's I don't know if it's for Canadians or not, but I'm in Canada and it says it's 167 a month.
Yep. If you
Is
type
that
in
true or not?
the discount code save80,
Yeah.
it'll take 80% off of that. It
Yeah.
won't show till you go to checkout though, and you don't have to put anything in until you're ready to process. But
Gotcha.
right
All right,
to
thank you,
that,
guys.
no problem. Right to that 50% line, dude. I freaking love those. 1 minute 200 period happens to be right there. Target met, guys.
We're
Now
going
we can
higher.
continue to go higher for a two-step or a 2-for-1, I like to call it, where you get the 2-for-1 measured move. Let's drag a box up to that target. Let's see, about 412.10.
Going higher, but I ain't getting in here. NQ looks strong. This is what a funky market.
Yep. I called it
do
though.
like NQ. NQ VIX. VIX has been
Yeah.
starting to sell off. We get the next candle selling off on VIX. Definitely gonna look to take it long.
Yeah, careful here. We're looking for a 2-for-1, but we can certainly reject right here. This is the 50% retracement of this morning's trend, and this is also the 1 minute 200 period. So always take a little bit of caution if you're long here. If you got long on that break where those twin hammers were right below here, these guys, cool. You can kind of hang out with your finger hovering over that kill it button because you're going to get a signal on the 5-second chart in a second here. Whether it's going to break this support area or not. Oftentimes when you hit that 200, you accumulate a few bars before you continue or fail and break down. So bear trap was here. That sprang shut. We're done there. Now we're waiting to see what the next signal is.
I'm dying to get in right now.
Yeah, hold that
Don't do
trigger
it.
finger.
Don't do it. Don't do
I
it.
know
The market knows.
I've built a discipline now not to get in. I've been burned so many times.
Let it sit here and
For the
produce a
weekly
little
chart?
accumulation here before we can see what the next move is going to be. It'll tell us. Be patient. Be patient,
So
young
the
Padawan.
weekly chart, is it better to wait till the week chart completes during the week? I don't really get your question per se. Like, do you mean like do you check the weekly chart? Because I definitely do check the weekly chart.
Oh yeah, I do. Religiously. Oh, here goes that OMH. Come on, break 7 again. This thing's gonna be psycho. It's a stupid low float, so when it gets traction, it's gonna rip.
Oh, gotcha. Jeremy, do you mind? Would it be so much to ask if you could throw my stream up on the YouTube for like five,
Yeah,
10 minutes, just so I could sort of show him my charts real quick? Because I'll not
sure thing.
trade for a bit just to show him.
Let me get that going right now. Hold on 1 second.
Thank you, good sir.
Let's
AJ, I'll
see
do a
here.
little quick TA for you. I'll do a little quick breakdown on how I find the trends and stuff. And you guys too, of course, in the Discord as well. Of course, come join and listen, because what's a
Kevin's.
lesson?
This is gonna get recorded in history right here. So give me a
There we go.
second.
Yeah, you want to record it?
Well, it'll be recorded on YouTube anyway. And
Right.
switch output. Bam. All right, you're live, sir.
All right, what is going on? So yeah, the weekly you're gonna definitely want some type of trend. I pushed the talk on, so it's gonna be a little annoying for me to like scroll and stuff. But I trade supply and demand, so I'm gonna look for supply and demand on the weekly chart. For that, I'm gonna look for a green basing candle followed by a sell-off for a supply zone. So if we were like this week, then we obviously, we're trending down. But we can't really find what trend we're in right now in our weeks because, like Jeremy always points out, the diamond pattern, we are in a very, very, very tight range at the moment, and not much of a trend to follow. Now let's see, we go down, made that supply. We made a demand right here because we had the red basing candle followed by the follow through trend. We ended up bouncing off that, holding this weekly demand. Then I would go to something like the daily. Now again, daily's a bit more clean, but also a bit messier, so it all depends on what you're looking at and what time frame you trade. I always look for supply and demand, always, 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 because it works for me. Everybody finds something that works for them, and it works for me, and it's something that I like to teach because I know that it's something that could help others because it finds these strong areas of consolidation, it finds these strong areas of liquidation, and strong areas with potential reversals and stuff. With that being said, yeah, you could go from the weekly, then you go to the daily, you get more of a feel of a trend like that. There's some statistic, I forget what the percent was, but more likely than not that the day is going to be the same as the previous day is higher than it being a different color or a different direction. It's not something weird. It was like trend is your friend, one of those stats. But once we get choppy like we're seeing here, and really realistically, we've been in this crazy chop, this diamond pattern per se, since April,
It's hard to get used to saying diamond pattern.
What did you say?
It's
Am I
hard to get
right?
used to that diamond pattern concept, but man, it's
Yeah.
been money.
Now,
Go on.
once we start, better to make entry using supply and demand on high time frames. Yes and no. So supply and demand works on all time frames, mostly all time frames. The lowest I would go to mark a supply and demand zone would be a 15 and 30 minute, and I don't even like the 15 anymore really, except if it was an area that has proven itself before, and there's no other supply zone. But once you would go for the smaller time zones once we start chopping like this, because when we're chopping like this, we're not getting impulse moves on the daily. We're definitely not getting impulse moves on the weekly. So you would go to something smaller. You'd say, let's say, check out the 4 hour. And even the 4 hour is messy, but we could at least find some type of range. So like here we have some range. We have supply, sell off at supply, buy and demand, sell and supply, buy demand. Then we create some demands on our way up, and we fail to get to these new supplies, so we start creating new supplies on our way down. And in this chop, what happens is we go from having a 100-point range on ES from this demand zone to this supply zone to being in about a 20-point range on ES, which is a fourth of the size, which tells me the market structure is getting weak, we're getting tight, and we are eventually going to break to one of the sides. But it also tells me right now is not the time to trend trade. It's the time to be in and out. If you get the right direction, get in and out. We are scalping. We're in a tight range. If I'm anticipating that we do break this range soon, I'm not going to get in every trade and have that trade anticipate that I'm going higher or lower. I'm going to day trade this. I think we finally break this range now. I'm going to scalp it till the market proves otherwise. I listen to the news and speeches too. Too much info to focus on. Yeah, I mean, news and speeches are always great. I mean, FOMC meetings when they do like CPI things like that. It's always good to be up to date on stuff like that because it does affect the market a lot of times. And if you are in a trade and news is coming, a lot of times it could bring volatility. And if you're unaware that it's coming, it could really mess you up. It could really like wick against you and if you're lucky, of course, it could go for you, but it's not really something you would want to risk. Um, play the
There we
range. You
go.
always play the range. Oh, we getting a move? Yeah, look at that.
Yep. It started
Nice.
to creep through that 2-for-1, and now we're long in it. I am anyway.
Little divergence. Check out right here, NQ's. NQ's high right here. It's meeting a tie right now. ES is failing to get up there.
Tesla.
AJ, that's something I watch too, is divergence, when there's divergence within ES and NQ, because these markets are supposed to be correlating and running together. So when there's a divergence, it usually means there's an imbalance, there's an indifference in the market. And a lot of times that could call for a reversal or a move in the opposite direction, or sometimes, well, yeah, just a trend change. I learned early in the morning. So when you're trading, AJ, are you trading ES? Like, are you trading futures? I'm sorry, was somebody else gonna say something? I apologize.
Mm-mm.
TTMI and RSI divergence, good to focus on. TTM, I don't use that at all.
I tried it for a while. It's just got
It's
Eh,
just,
made my chart
yeah.
too noisy.
Yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't recommend it. RSI divergence is good. I know that's one a lot of people use. My divergence, though, I always talk about the ES and NQ because they're correlating markets. Even with the VIX as well. VIX is another confirmation. See, I trade futures and I trade mainly ES, but I chart ES, NQ, and VIX and use these three markets together to give me that extra bit of confirmation to make it less of a gamble and less of a, oh, if I buy now, I hope it goes in my direction. And more of a, okay, I'm buying now. We're coming out of demand, or we're in demand. My stop is at the bottom of demand. I believe we're going to go up from here because this is a strong level we held. Or I believe we're going to go up from here because VIX is weak and is starting to sell off. NQ is bouncing off of a key level or holding VWAP. And ES is in demand. See, I look for those types of confirmations where everything is either strong or everything is either weak, but where they're all hand in hand. It's power in numbers, strength in numbers. VIX, ES, and NQ, best friends.
And with the S&P and the SP and the NQ, divergence has been huge, and it hasn't been this wide since like 1994, 3 or something like that. Kind of insane to watch them diverge like that. But when you see massive divergence between NQ and the SP, you kind of wonder there's something on the board we're not seeing here. And typically, historically, when they have done that, it usually precedes a very volatile move. So trade with caution this next few days and weeks.
I think we're gonna go lower.
Because things are going to go kind of nuts for a little while here, just the way the market's looking. And that diamond pattern, like I said, all last year and into the first quarter, the diamond pattern preceded the FOMC, and the FOMC was the event that kind of kicked it into motion. The diamond pattern predicted the range of the outcome for volatility. And then the situation changed in this last diamond pattern. This diamond pattern has FOMC in the middle of it, which is out of the ordinary compared to last year. So something bigger is in the frying pan ready to be flipped. So be prepared for some serious market volatility. Within the next few days, I think something will start happening, and then within the next couple weeks, something big will happen.
AJ, you said you trade SPY, UVXY, and QQQ. So when trading SPY and QQQ, those are index, right? Those are indexes of the futures. Is that, do I have that right, Jeremy?
Say that again. I was reading something. Sorry.
No problem. What is it? SPY and QQQ are indexes of ES and NQ?
So
Because they're the futures?
Well,
Yeah.
SPY and QQQ are ETFs of the indexes.
ETFs, that's it. Right. Regardless, my point is they run off of the futures contracts, and the futures contracts are open 23 hours a day, which means there's liquidity 23 hours a day for them. So you could have a zone form pre-market 7 in the morning, 3 at night, 9 at night. You could have a zone form on QQQ, which would be NQ, or SPY, which would be ES, that you wouldn't see on SPY or NQ because you're not using those pre-market. So it's just another thing to keep in mind. Like, you could be missing zones potentially. When I was in the market 24/7, I was following ES and NQ. Yeah, it's always good to follow ES and NQ when trading SPY and QQQ. When I was doing equities, I do futures now only. But when I was doing options, SPY and QQQ options, I was still charting ES and NQ because of the 23-hour openness. And we might go higher here. That divergence wasn't that
Yeah.
strong.
Tesla just
And
ripped
NQ's
through angular
strong.
resistance here on the 2-hour chart, so it's parabolic right now. I got a target of 174.17 on that thing. That's kind of the middle of the
Yeah.
2 for 1. SPY has been accumulating right on that 50% line, and we're starting to look a little more bullish here. But be careful, this can actually get ripped. This can be what we know as a bull trap. And the way, one quick way to identify it, and I'll show you if you're watching my stream. I don't have it on YouTube right now, but
Oh yeah, we could switch back.
let me see here. I'll pull it off. Where is it? Dang it. I got too many windows open, dude. Okay, so SPY right here, just as an example, you can look for liquidity zones on a 1-minute chart. In fact, I've even seen them work on a 5-second chart. But one thing to note, I have the boxes here for a 1 for 1. That's fine. That accumulation, that is the target, but it's starting to fail here. It hit about half the box, so it made a half move for 1 and rejected right here. This is a liquidity zone. Look at those wicks. There was an imbalance in the market right there on that 1-minute period. And that is where a bunch of limit orders changed hands. So a bunch of limit orders got filled, and typically that becomes a supply zone. And then all of a sudden, boom, we start breaking support. We're through that 50%er, back down to the bottom of the box, likely to continue down to the next angular support around 411.38 if we fail this support zone here. So
Yeah, he said 5-second chart. What sorcery is that?
you should
I
see
know,
what I do with a
right?
1-second chart.
Oh my god. Bro, I can't even like imagine what that must look like.
It has some logic to it. In
Use a
fact,
tick chart.
I'm gonna throw a demonstration up. Let me show you one thing that I do with a 1-second chart that I've yet to see anybody doing anything with. Oh, this is a 30-second chart there. 5-second chart is magical at predicting really clean entries and exits for the 1-minute bars that we're trading in a tight range like we're trading today. Works well for scalping little 1 and 2 point moves on the futures. So you can just sit here and plot SPY on a 5-second chart and a 1-minute chart and pick off every one of these bars if you want. It's really that easy. When you start throwing what I call fan lines, but they're really shaft lines into the mix, you start picking off areas of consolidation, and you start playing with the divergence on these lines, you can really come up with some really fast trade ideas, and you can plot from one to the next. So let me adjust this. Like here we have a split in the channel, we have divergence, we have a
I
regression
like
line,
the divergence.
we have subdivisions that we can trade within that range and that range. And effectively, I can pick off my signals from a 5-second chart and literally trade the 5-second chart while verifying my move or my expected move on the 1-minute chart. It's that simple. Now let's see what a 1-second chart looks like. This is a little different animal. We get the same fan lines, we can still get the same 1-for-1s, still the same setups. You got to be very fast to trade this thing with a just a buy and sell button. Market orders only, because forget trying to set limits on a 1-second chart. The price action tends to be a bit ticky-tacky. So like, see, you have these candles that are just incomplete. They're just little specks in some cases. The game changer is HA candles. Mostly red, expect a bear move. There's your bearish 1-for-1. Plain as day. Mostly green, bull move. We got 1-for-1, 2-for-1. Done. We've come and retraced 2-for-1 high. Now we're going for another 1-for-1 off the support line on regression. Check this out. 1-second chart is tradable. You got to know what you're doing with it though, and pay attention. There's a liquidity zone here on the 1-minute chart. Aha, it's sold right at that level. So seriously, you can trade a 1-second chart in time. You know, if you keep practicing all the price action that we've been teaching you, you will eventually be able to nail this. It will be baffling to yourself. You won't believe what you can do. But trust me, price action is price action is price action on any time frame. Check it out. That liquidity zone, bam, sell signal right there. Failed to run the 1-for-1. Now you're going to move down, clip that. How many points? That is, let's see here, probably a 1-point move. 1 point and 2 ticks.
What
One
you
and a
think,
half
Jeremy?
points.
We chopping and going high, or we dropping over here?
I think we're going to accumulate this 50% retracement line a couple more bars before we make a decision, but we just printed a 1-minute tweezer here, so we could start seeing a short setup. But it is pretty neat to be able to pick off price action on a 1-second chart. And another thing to kind of do, if you want to practice trading futures on this just to get the repetition down, you can. And you can get a lot of repetition down in a short amount of time scalping a 1 and 5-second chart. Do it in paper though. Get the process down first. So like you could practice, take your $25,000 paper account and just start scalping 1 or 2 MES contracts at a time, just taking little base hits. And you'll notice that if you catch these 1-for-1s over and over and over again, these little base hits add up fast, man. You make a little $5 bill per trade and you're doing it in a 1-second chart and you're trading in between 1-minute bars. Dude, add that up. You might make 50,000 trades in a day. That's exaggerating. but if you make $5 per trade on average and you have, a minimal amount of losses because you're just waiting and being picky about what you're going to trade for your measured moves and stuff, by the end of the day, you might make I've had days where I've made 400 or 500 trades on this on volatility days. And those little $5 moves times 400 or 500, dude, they stink and add up. You might be eating commissions, but dude, it is crazy what you can do on a day that most other people will just sit on their hands. They won't trade this.
Right.
And even if you're just practicing trading it, you're doing something constructive. And that's the other whole point, is that if you're building your skills,
go higher. Sorry.
You're honing your skills one way or another, and this is just the fastest way to sharpen your knife, guys.
Yep.
1-for-1 coming down, 411.58 coming up. Oh, missed it by 2 pennies.
Oh goodness.
1-second chart, y'all.
That didn't feel good.
Oh, we hit support right here. Look at the box. Aha. This is a narrowing supply-demand zone situation. Let's draw one
Yeah,
more box.
divergence, heavy divergence now in NQ and ES. I want one little push up on ES and I'll go short.
Look at this mini zone here. Right off this wick. Now we just tapped it. Boom. Almost finishing our move, right? If you sit there like you're the little red
Nope,
car,
that's not super important.
I feel the need for speed. Trading that 5 second, 1 second chart, even if it's just paper, dude. Like I said, it's going to hone your skills so fast because you get massive amounts of repetition trading these 1-for-1s. And before long, you'll be able to just glance at any chart, any time frame, and just see them. They just stick out to you, and you can smash them all day long, dude. I'll even find this stuff setting up on like a weekly chart, same damn price action. I'm like, oh, cool, there's a 1-for-1 setup. All right, I recognize a measured move anywhere. Now I can go and literally pick off like Kramer's top 10 list and say yay or nay just by glancing at the weekly chart and daily chart.
1 minute divergence about to play out on the ES right now.
Higher, lower?
Hey,
Lower.
hey. We're looking for a 3-bar here for the first. Hold on.
So
You see it? Either we get
the
a
way
bar,
I'm
spinner bar, or we get a little morning star here. Hold on. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, the way I'm looking is we found the box around the VWAP, similar to what's happening in the last few days, right? This is, I'm gonna post it right there. It's my VWAP box. I think we might be bouncing between these areas on the VWAP.
3-bar. What'd I tell you? Oh, man. I mean, like I said, I mean, most people have said, I'm not normal. It certainly holds true when I start scalping this kind of stuff.
See, I heard this guy say this, Jeremy. Normal people expect to go to work on Monday. They dread going to work on Monday. They expect to get there at 9, leave at 5, go home, watch some TV, repeat the next day. They celebrate Fridays because they now then get 2 days over the weekend to hang out and do nothing.
Right.
But when Monday comes again, they go, oh crap, it's Monday again, right? The abnormal people don't look at it as Monday through Friday. He looks at every day is the same.
Yep.
And, you know, I mean, so I get bored on the weekends because I don't have trading.
Same. I do too.
I'm like, okay, gotta go figure out what to do because I have free time, you know?
I go picking off all my hobbies and projects that I've had sitting on the shelf for a while. Still doing the flooring in my house after a year and a half. Still haven't finished all of that. I've got a lot done. It's a big house. Over the last weekend, I went and took my RC planes out of the boxes. They've been sitting in for about the better part of 5 years now. I had one that was put away, crashed. I fixed it up and got it ready to fly. And the other one was just put together and fly. And I get bored on the weekends and I get stuff done. It's kind of neat. And then I just look forward to Monday. You know, I mean, as wiped out as I feel by the end of the week because I'm just burning brain cells running this 1 second chart and 5 second chart, it takes a lot of mental energy.
You don't have to. You could switch to the 1 minute and 5 minute if you want.
I do. I'll trade that too. The point is, like, depending on what I'm trading. If I'm trading futures by Friday, I'm fine at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Doesn't take me much brain power to trade price action on futures. But when I'm messing with complex options and conversion strategies and I got to go digging for data, that hurts. By Friday, I am like dead to the world, dude. My brain is useless. But it's good because I'm actually utilizing my options trading to equate what I haven't been trading on futures for the past 6 months. But I'm getting back into futures now. So I've got, I've got a whatchamacallit, we just talked about this broker. I always forget the name of the stupid broker.
Interactive broker.
No,
Oh, the other one that you were just
Optimus.
saying.
Optimus.
Yeah.
Prime.
I'm horrible with names, guys. I'm just going to tell you that right now. Long story short, though, I've been kind of building that account up a little bit, taking some little scalps here and there, and it's been doing good. In the meantime, I did have that major F up on my very first eval account, which is fine. And most people would say they'd be disappointed if I didn't fail that. Cool.
It happens.
But I plan on, I'm going to wait till tomorrow. I think I'm going to just do 2 accounts tomorrow. I was going to do one on Monday this week, but I'm like, I wonder if they're going to have another 90% sale. They might. If not, I'll just go with the 80%. Whatever. I have till the end of Friday to decide. But I'll open 2 more eval accounts and I'll start messing with those. And I also wonder, that was the other question. I don't know if you can connect the data to TradingView from I know you can't do it for an eval account, but I wonder if you can do it with a funded account.
I don't think TradingView is supported. I haven't read TradingView anywhere. I've seen pretty much Ninja and Tradeovate. That's like their major brokers. Now I know Amy does stuff through her Sierra charts,
Right.
but then I believe she has a copy trader. I don't know if she's still here with us, but would be worth reaching out to her on what copy trader she uses from Sierra to the Rhythmic accounts, because I believe she has Rhythmic accounts, not the other one, you know, the Tradeovate or the Ninja. Because there's a limit of 10 accounts that you can do in Ninja, and there's a limit of 10 accounts that you can do in Tradeovate. And she's running 25 accounts, so she's doing it through something else, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go, Replicant. Yeah, Replicant to copy. I've seen Replicant too. Yeah.
All right, so we're starting to see this support line fail here. This little liquidity zone, 1 minute liquidity zone. We had a doji print outside of it, and I think we're going to follow through at least to that doji. This is choppy, nasty 2-point moves, maybe available, but I'm thinking 1-pointers are going to be more likely. 411.50 target for this guy. If it holds here, it can go and come back to this this 50% line one more time and then fail, but I'm thinking it's a little bearish.
All right, guys, I got to get going. All the best today in the market.
You
Take
too.
care.
Take care.
Thanks again for joining us, man.
Yeah, thank
As
you.
always.
Always thank you guys.
Anytime.
For sure. Take care.
Tesla, I have that 174 target on there. It's almost met, dude. It got to 173.99 last bar, so watch out. I'll get to the 1-minute chart on that and see what we get. Whoa! Back to that that 50% retracement line. Careful here. This can be a trap.
I'm still bearish on. I feel like this is a bull trap because that divergence tells me we should be going lower.
It looks like a bull trap to me. Let this print though. That 1-minute candle just finished.
Stopped out.
We have a bullish divergence on the 5 minutes and a bearish on the 1 minute.
We're back in the box, boys.
Bearish divergence on like the 15 and 5. That's what I was looking at. We're like 1 tick away from me stopping out at that high.
Oh no.
I'm gonna move my stop 1 little tick higher in case they do like a quick little like stop hunt. You know what I'm saying?
A little quick speed bump.
Yep.
Sometimes they'll retrace the Tootsie Roll, but we're on top of the 8 and the 20, so take caution.
Yeah. And VIX looks like it wants to go lower too. Oh man, are we just gonna go higher?
Hold on.
Divergence, but the divergence.
About to print a doji here, I think. We'll either get a bar spinner bar or a 3-bar. Likely
We're going to 41.39.
Oh, yep, stop that. That was painful.
We'll run. Sorry. That was a maybe moment, but that split the bar. Look, bar, bar.
So that divergence on the 1 minute was actually a fake out.
I wasn't. Oh, there's the one. Oh, I didn't see that 1 minute divergence.
Yeah.
I don't look at 1 minute.
All right, there you go. We're going to 41.39.
Oh my goodness. See, this is
There
Oh.
why
you
we
go.
have stop losses.
39.
Good point. The debt ceiling thing might be a good signal for what's coming.
Yeah. Yeah, that's huge.
Well, we broke out of that box that I drew up right there, hitting
Those,
41.39 and right back into the box. Look at that.
those extension splits I drew on the 1 second chart, ratified, y'all. Boom. 1 for 1. We got actually a 2 for off this line. And then we hit the 411.93 area here, 411.90 target. Boom, we're pulling back 50% of the trend here. 1, 1, 1, done. Now we're going to accumulate 2 bars and probably either pop down or pop up. So watch for another quick setup here.
So we're going to 41.41. On this next pop, we're going to make 41.41.
I did have this fan line from the 1 minute chart back here on our base. Look at that. Almost worked exactly to it. I think we have some unfinished business to the upside. One more swing. Here it comes. It'll at least print most of that doji. 7 seconds.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Finished the doji. Done.
Oh,
Now we got an angular right here.
41.
412 to the penny. Watch this. Come on. Boop. There it is.
It's gonna happen now. I gotta jump on my rest of my day calls. So see you guys later.
see you later.
So I drew those splits on the 1 second chart. Let me get the 1 second chart back up. Essentially, when I draw these fan lines, effectively just think of them as channels. Okay, so when we follow a channel line, we follow a trend line. It's a channel. All right, all channels are essentially ranges, and all ranges break. And when they do, typically you'll get measured moves on the outcome. So you get a 1 move here. There's a 1 for 1. So it repeated this move up to here, accumulated. Did a 2 for 1. Repeated that move up to here. And this line's a bit skewed. I can adjust it. Basically, when you have a channel and time goes on and they're divergent, they split. They're always getting further and further apart. As time goes on, add your extension splits. So you're going to go ahead and subdivide those channels. And you can do this all day long from the same route. These lines all converge at one point. They don't converge on a particular candle or really even in any relevant area ever. They can be anywhere. The way to build them is whenever you spot any kind of accumulation on any time frame, you can start drawing these lines. And I'll show you that in a second. I'm going to finish what I was saying about the splits or the extension splits, because as time goes on, those lines extend into different zones. So as I'm drawing them on the 1 second chart, you can see this happen faster. Here we have an accumulation. This is at a key resistance level. It's the top of our 1 minute 1 for 1, and it's also right at our angular from our root from the base of today's price action down here around the 410.90 pivot that we've been talking about for weeks now. So we're likely to reverse here. When you see there's a chance for a trend reversal and you're in this bullish channel and it's starting to break down, you can get a reversal here. So keep an eye out for that. But in the meantime, you want to know where the fan lines are going to portray that. So if you take and split the top of the first high here and run down probably through current price, figure out where the next convergence is. So like here we had a little convergence of price or accumulation of price. Split that down as a potential downward trend line. All right. You don't have to keep it there. You can delete it later if it continues grinding on up. The idea is you want to find the next divergence. So you're going to draw another fan line. Something like this probably is relevant. Just find the trend. You don't have to be exact with these. Once you have a range divergence, you can draw a regression line. Whenever you have a channel, you have a midpoint in that channel. Split it with a regression line. Make it a different color so it stands out to you. And then all you do is you find your measured moves within this divergence. Boom, so we got one leg. Expect the second leg to finish down here. Done.
So you know when you're doing this, Jeremy, right?
Mhm.
You've got a DOM on Trader.
Right, you can just use a DOM, or hell, I can just use the buy, sell, and market button, or cancel all button.
So you are literally in and out in seconds.
A lot of times, yeah, if I see a point move, in and out. Sometimes I'll give it that chance to make a 2-point move when I see it, if I got in on time. And occasionally I'll get a 3-point move, so I can ride those too.
Not that it matters because it's scalable. Depends on your personal.
Right.
How many contracts are you doing that with?
Usually just 1 or 2 MES at first until that account is sized enough to where I can start trading ES.
Yeah, I got you.
So effectively, I'm not doing it exactly now while I'm drawing, but usually I can draw these and then watch the price action within that channel. And either A, I'll continue drawing with my right hand with the mouse and then trading with my phone, because I can get orders really fast on my phone. Or I'll flip my mouse over to the other monitor here and use that to trade on my app on the computer.
So when you talk about making 1-point move, you're making like $1.20.
Right, so it's per tick. It's going to be playing out per tick. So essentially, you know, whatever you're trading, whether the tick rate is, you know, you get 4 ticks per point, so you get 4 times per tick.
Yeah, but that's like $10 for every move.
Right, it's not huge.
No, I think that's great because if you do like 10 of those, that's £100.
Yep, that's the point. Is like you can go as fast as a 1-second chart if you've got the choppy range like we're in. You can take those 1-for-1s all day long, little base hits, and you know everybody else wouldn't even try to trade that. You're essentially trading with the algorithms at that point.
How do you know? You know when you get in and out of it though, it moves so quickly. You must be buying and selling that within like. Watch this now. Make its measured move, right? So it's making a 1-for-1 now. Boom,
Yep.
down. We're
Yep.
gone. You're in and out in seconds.
Yep, that quick. When I know there's a clean 1-for-1 there, I'll take it.
How do you know when there's a clean 1-for-1? Just because it's a downward trend?
Well, the trend did change here, and we have an extension line outside, and these are typically, you would refer to these as a deviation. There it is there. So you've got, this is your first leg, this would be your completed second leg, and actually it overshot this a little bit. But yeah, you could literally be in and out in seconds, over and over and over again.
Are
That's
the
my
versions
sort of
work out?
plan. When I trade and I'm scalping, that kind of is my plan. Is like, look, I'm not looking for $30. I'm looking for like $7 a move, you know.
Right.
And then cut my loss at $7 as well, which happens less frequently if you know where to get in.
Then you asked, how do you spot the clean ones? That's where you get these
Yeah.
little waves. You get a little trend, you get a little pause in the trend for accumulation, then you'll get a finish move, and it'll break a fan line after that accumulation. So like here we had one down, a little tiny accumulation here, just a few bars, and then boom. This little tiny 1-for-1 right here, easy to spot. Came back, rejected here, you go short on that, you could ride that whole thing.
So when you talk about accumulation, you're just literally looking for this tiny little chart.
Yep, just a spot where it goes just choppy for a moment. Like here we have
I see.
a move up, there's an accumulation, and it'll either reject this fan line and run down for a 1, or it will break through it and run up for a 1.
So you get ready to trade the break.
Right.
Boom, it's going up in.
Trade the break, run it up.
Okay,
Remember,
1, 2,
there
3.
is resistance here coming down this channel. So.
Yeah. So there we are, broken resistance, stay in the trade. Keep going, keep going, keep going. We've been in it about 15, 20 seconds now.
Aim for this one. if it
Yeah.
breaks and holds this trend.
Yeah, still looking strong. Keep it going. Going.
And
What is
Oh, should have
Boom.
been out there.
reject.
Right.
So the one thing I'm also very conscientious of on every time frame is where is that 200 period? That is significant.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yo,
So-
AJ wants to know if you're using moving averages on the 5 second.
Yes, I'm using the 8 and the 20 on every time frame. And that's another way to confirm a change in trend briefly. So like anytime you have the 8 period crossing the 20 period while price is on whatever side of the 8 it's on. So here we had price cross under the 8 cross below the 20. That trend was bearish for just a moment. So right when we were looking at this convergence here and price was just tapping off that 200 period, that was like, don't stay long here, get out. Down here, same difference. Price crossed back above the 20, 20 crossed the 8. You could have went long here, right it to the 200 again. Whatever. We can build new channel lines because we're starting to diverge too far apart here to really read these moves. So we can just start adding divisions. One here, and we got one here. This is starting to give me the fits of drawing again. I might have to switch to a 5 to relegate those. There we go. I would have a split line here. There seems to be a finite number of lines I can draw on these little, 1, 5, and 10, 20 second, 30 second charts or whatever. And when I hit that number, they start throwing the lines off. It's kind of weird. But I found like if I draw one and it drops off, I can go to a different time frame and back to it and it'll pop back in.
Nice.
All right, rejection off the 200, came back down right to a split line. Now we're looking for a return to 200 again. Done.
All right, come on, sell off.
But you
Stop playing around.
you get good at spotting these and you get good at trading them and you can make those call outs like I did earlier, 412 to the penny, right? I called that out and it nailed it like in that bar. It's pretty badass. All right, so here we have a setup for a 1-for-1. It's actually going to be in a split here, so it'll be looking like right about here. Let's call that 411.90 if it holds this guy here with this this little accumulation here. Nope, fail. Where was the price under the under the 8 period? Where's the 8 period going? Below the 20. We're going to wait. This is not the greatest setup, and this is starting to look like a little mini triple top, actually. Got a little tiny, like minute head and shoulders pattern here. Look, left, head, right. So where's the neckline? It's right there. 411.85 is going to be either a quick rejection and breakdown or breakout. Anytime you see this head and shoulders, or even a rounding pattern for that matter, know that they tend to be the ultimate trap.
Right.
I always say this, rounding tops are bearish until they're not. They usually find a key support area somewhere, like this rounding top here. A lot of people would have got suckered into going short here. And you find that it's holding support, it's getting wicky. It ripped right for that 1-for-1, dude. No problem.
Nice.
And it comes from the more time I spend scalping this little, 1 second and 5 second chart, the more practice I get spotting these moves. It just comes naturally. You could literally just blink at a chart and know what to do. It's like training your lizard brain. It's like, what does a lizard do when it's eating bugs? It waits for something to move and it eats it. How does it predict where that bug's going to be in the next half a second? Because a lizard can't be that fast. Well, it's got to be able to plot the expected move. So everything in nature moves or grows in a pattern. And that's where like you get Fibonacci and Elliott wave theory from. It's all just patterns in nature. Well, this is human nature playing out physically on a chart. You're seeing, everybody's emotions and sentiment in play here. Even the algos that are programmed based on those are doing it. And the more focus is on it, the more everybody's seeing the same chart, the more influence it'll have on the chart itself. It's almost as if man manifests his own revelations, You read about it, therefore the seed is planted in your mind and it shall be done. Effectively, when you think about how price action moves in such a short time frame, it's the same. You literally can see, okay, well, I'm thinking this might be bearish here. Let's see if it breaks this line again, right? Can that set up a longer term bear move? Sure. We got all these trend lines following through on that. Where do we take the reaction, though? The reaction's going to be on your moving averages.
Go look at AJ's question. He said, by the way, is this the channel where someone was impersonating Pitbull for a while?
Yeah. Back in the day, Lucian.
He had fun with that.
He did. Lucian's like, he is creative as all get at, and sometimes he can't corral his creativity, and he gets out with that stuff and just live it up. It's hilarious,
Yeah, he's so funny.
And he comes from a background in marketing, so like he's all about like making impressions, and well, that definitely makes an impression.
That it does. All right, let's dump here, or we'll just wick up and I'll.
We can. We're splitting for a measured move here, at least for what is that, like 2 ticks? So 411.88 would be a target on that, which is a. Oh, that happens to be the 200 period.
We're coming out of supply on NQ, which makes me like think we should be weaker.
You got to think fast with these, though.
We've just been so strong. Yeah, we've just been so strong bullish, but I want to see us come down. So the divergence too tells me we should be going lower. If I talk through it, maybe it'll happen.
2 for 1, right? The seed's planted. You're not the only one looking at this chart. Yep. The words you say are being read by AI right now and influencing this chart. No joke. That's for real.
Yep.
I found like the more people talk about common patterns that they see, that they trade, the more the chart is forced on at least these short-term charts, the 1 and 5 second charts, the more it's forced to these little measured moves. Right. I've noticed that. Like you'll see sentiment in the market change in a moment, and you'll see like AI will pick it up, and if you pay attention to what ChatterQuant does, they read that stuff. ChatterQuant lags what the AI can do. It's like not even half as fast. So like the more chatter you have about a specific pattern on a chart at any given moment in a day, the more influence it has on the price action. It's weird. But when you start watching these little short-term charts like this, it's like watching the matrix code go by. You just see it. You know it's there. You're trained to look for it.
Right.
And it's incredible to be able to trade this. I mean, it really is. Like I said, many people say I'm very not normal. Look at that 1 for 1. Glorious. Look at this. We're outside of the 1 for 1 box on the 1 minute chart. Angular resistance has exponentially grown. We got a target here for 1230. And we could draw another box if you want, or I'll just borrow this one.
Where's your target?
About 412.30 if this stays long. There's a halfway point in this box at about 412.25. Bop, boop, 412.30 nailed. And blown. We're parabolic now, boys. Angular root, dude. Look at this 45-degree angle.
Oh my goodness.
Right from the root of the opening low there at that 410.90. Swing. Check out this. This is what I call the skewed trend line. This line is built on my 2-hour chart, but when I look at it on a 1 minute chart, it falls in a different place, but it's always relevant. That'll be where your next resistance point is, and that's 412.80.
Bro, that pop was insane. I was down bad today on that account. I got caught up in that chop again. Same thing as Friday, man. I got caught up in the chop. I said, nah, you know what? I know what's up. I could read this market. Whoa. VIX is pushing lower. We're gonna pop. I went heavy, bro. 4 ES contracts. I was down 800 today. Now I'm up 200. Yo, AJ, that's also why, and everybody here in the Discord, it's also why I preach about the futures over options sometimes.
Yeah.
It's because when you trade that cash account, one, you can't really you can't reverse an options trade.
Nope.
You also run out of cash in your cash account. So as much as you're like, well, if it's futures, I'm worried that I'm just going to be in and out all day and poor discipline. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you're going to have poor discipline regardless, even if you had money in options. So you're better off just futures are a great try. Futures are a
Yep.
great shot. You're able to make your money back quick if you mess up. You're able to leverage the way you want to. With the Apex, you're able to take it slow if you want to take it slow. You could give yourself a $50 target a day on the 25K account because the target's 1500,
Yep.
and minimum days you could do it is 7 days. That's minimum, not maximum. You could that means you could take all month if you want and really just give yourself small daily goals. I want to hit 5 points in ES every day with 2 MES contracts. That's $50. That's my goal. You know, when you give yourself goals, when you give yourself trading plans, you give yourself a routine, that's when things start to align.
Yes, and that's exactly why GME and AMC went up. Just hype and chatter. You know, everything and everybody was trading that. So we got a big giant 1 minute 3 bar here. Look at this. Watch for this bar to be either a doji or a bar goes up to about 90% of the previous bar. So we're going to have a short-term price target of about 412.50. Now that can fail. Evening stars are typically looked at as a reversal. So this can be a bearish reversal. If it breaks its support of the first bar, it can certainly be a measured move bar down back to the bottom of our second box. So we can have a short-term target of 411.62 for bears.
That was crazy. I'm so happy I exited.
But
Oh my
you want to see what'll blow your mind even more? Like these old lines. I've been printing many of these lines. They've been exponentially divergent as time goes on, right? They're all still relevant later. Look, accumulation, right on that line. Accumulation, right on that line. Accumulation, right on that line.
Was that a liquidity grab for
Yep.
5-6 points just so we could sell off?
Of course.
Yo, imagine.
Got to have someone to sell to, brother.
Yeah.
Look at this. This is a bigger measured move here, and this is done. This is one leg accumulation. It went sideways. Two leg
That
done.
was so nutty. That was like the nuttiest thing I've seen in a while, and I'm usually not in those. So that was fun.
That was pretty legit. A good quick
Yo,
rip.
it felt like a video game. It
Yeah.
was just like ring. That was fire.
Well, like I said, though, man, you get enough screen time with these short-term charts, dude. Even if you're just paper trading it, dude, that time builds your skills like you wouldn't believe. And then always compromise with a second and even a third time frame. So, like, I always look at these. I'll trade these signals, and I'll verify things with a slightly longer time frame. 1 minute. Sometimes I'll do a 1 second and a 30 second, depending on volatility. It's pretty rare that I do, though. I usually do that in extreme volatility like FOMC and stuff like that. I'll do it. But for now, 1 and 5 seconds, cool. You can go and verify things with the 1 minute chart for your longer term setups. You can pluck them out of a 5 minute chart if you want to go a little slower. You can trade the 1 minute chart. Use the 5 second chart to verify your buy and sell signals with the 1 minute chart, and then trade the 5 minute chart setups. That's cool too. In fact, we're going to hit this guy right here, right to the 200.
Crazy. This is crazy. Yo, AJ, real quick, I saw what you said. Yeah, did a lot of research and preparation, fortunately for the wrong stocks. Sometimes we get too involved in finding the right stocks, when in all reality is if you could master, quote unquote master, but just be profitable and used to a handful of stocks, be it like Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Nvidia, and you make sure you check those and you trade those, it's good to give yourself a few good large caps because those also have the volatility and volume. And but also, like, again, myself, I was doing the same thing. I was trading equities, I was trading options, I was trading relative strength, so I was able to find which stocks were a bit stronger than the others intraday. And I'll teach you that sometime too. I'm gonna get off of here soon, but if you want to hop on tomorrow, I'll go over the relative strength tomorrow. But what was I saying? Oh, but yeah, if once you get a hold, a lot of traders and a lot of professional traders only trade ES, only trade NQ,
Yep.
because it's something they get used to and it's something that they're good at. See, the point of the market isn't to learn everything, but it's to learn
Whoa.
one thing
One
that
thing that
works.
works for you.
Yup,
Yes.
yup.
What happened, fellas?
Check this out.
Ironclad, it was so much fun. You missed it.
Remember when I put
Oh,
on those?
shit! I just looked to the right and I'm like, what is going on?
Remember when I put on those short-term trend change lines here? All right, these ones coming down. Well, where they converge is a key point. So when you have price meet a convergence of a skew in the direction of the trend. So you have, this isn't up obviously, but it's a deviation of up because this was built from one of these expanding ranges going to the bull side, right? So it came down with this short-term reversal. We had a target down here. We had a convergence here. That plots a typical point for at least a short-term reversal, and it gives you a pretty good probability of a 50% retracement of the previous trend. So when you find those, and you find the whole limit, this was a big-ass bearish 1-for-1, right? So we're coming back up. There's one leg back. There's an accumulation. The chances of finishing this move to a 50% retracement are actually pretty high. So if you look at the probabilities here, we're going to watch this 5-second chart through this move and see if we get accumulated and break back up to this level. If we don't, and we reject here, this is an Elliott wave theory, pretty common. This is the 33% or whatever the heck it was. Elliott or Fibs. I don't use them per se because I find my fan lines much more efficient. If it fails to break this resistance here, 411.70, it can break down and resume a bear trend, that's for sure. But for the chance of it going back up to a 50% retracement, it's still pretty high until it breaks support.
Yeah, we're hitting the bottom of that box that I posted earlier. Was it gonna hold it? I just had to mute my call in here and come in. What else going on?
Look at this, right off that line. Oh, there's a division here too, by the way. Boop. So another thing, yeah, it's like taking your penny stock trading price action. I call that learning price action the hard way, and applying it to futures and applying it to, I can apply it to a SPY chart effectively because that decimal place change from futures to SPY smooths out the price action on the short-term time. So you can use these same signals to trade your futures while watching SPY. I've done it. It works pretty well. It takes a lot of noise off the ES chart. There we go. Division line met. Now we either breach it and run for that 50%. We could also set up, this itself is a micro measured move right here. Done. There is another split right here. We're likely to see an accumulation, and that would be just a 1-for-1 out of here. Well, a 2-for-1 out of here. Expected accumulation, and if we get follow through, 50% on the board. I'll make this my last trade for live streaming, and I'll sign off and get on with my day because I got to get some lunch in me. I'm starting to shake. Too much coffee, not enough food.
SPY does follow ES to a T. Price action SPY follows ES, and QQQ follows NQ.
And I'm a bit weird. I got like horrible sleep last night. I find that I day trade very much more effectively when I have a night like that where I just don't get the right sleep. I have an ability to just shut my emotional side of the brain off and just focus on the logic side at that point. And it's just like I say about the lizard brain, you're just kind of on autopilot. That's when I trade the best, is when I'm on autopilot. Look at that, right to that 50%er. Done. We might even go for a 66% line. If you look at the fibs, that would be right up here.
Sorry, I'm AFK voice-wise for just a moment. I'm gonna post a quick little Oh, yo, AJ, just so you know, we have a Facebook page and we also have a Twitter page. If you follow our Twitter
Boom.
page, I post our supply and demand zones daily for ES and NQ. Those are all for free, of course. And we'd love to have you in the Discord in the group sometime, because in the Discord, you could communicate with us as well. You could talk through the Discord, talk with us. We could do 1v1 one-on-ones, 1v1 we'll be playing a video game. But we can do one-on-ones, things like that. We offer a lot in the community, and we have a big library of just like books and courses and ways to learn, like how to read the tape, how to plot supply demand. We got a lot, and we're in the works of getting a lot going too. We got a lot of new videos coming out soon, and to people listening in Discord as well. I'm excited because we got a lot going on, a lot's gonna happen, and Bullish Bears we're gonna go up, up, up. I promise, and it's gonna be fun. Everybody's gonna have fun and make money. We're not only gonna have fun, we're gonna have fun and make money.
Yes, sir. And yeah, you're right. The SPY does follow the ES. So the ETF follows the index. At least it tries. It used to be you could move the decimal place to the right one place on SPY and have the number for the ES. Hasn't been like that for a little over a year now. We might go to the 76.3 or whatever the hell fib level that'll be. Fan line gets it faster. It's right here, 412.40. There's also a split in here, so watch for accumulation. Da.
Yo, AJ, I'm gonna drop our social, our Twitter, because our Twitter is a little different. It's instead of bears, it's BRS.
Yeah,
That's about it.
Abbreviated. Name was taken. There's a UK outfit that goes by Bullish Bears as well. I wonder if they grabbed it first. And yeah, I remember that skater. I don't remember his name. Dude would like miss sleep so he could just stay focused. Sometimes that can be related to people who have ADHD tendencies. And the weird part is coffee has the same effect. So like coffee amps most people out, whereas coffee will calm down a person with ADHD. Similar brain chemistry happening there with the whole sleep scenario. So melatonin flows can be altered and help you control that. Higher levels of melatonin will calm an ADHD brain. And any brain really, but
yeah, I take 10 milligrams of melatonin before I trade.
there you go. Yeah.
Yo, you'd be seeing demons.
Well, caffeine is a melatonin blocker, and it's weird because there's it's like supply and demand you see on a chart. It's kind of the same way in your brain. There's a demand for everything and a supply for everything, and interactions, of course. And yeah, some people can regulate things that are completely backwards to the normal people.
Ain't that something? All right. On that fun note, I'm gonna get going.
Yeah,
It's
same
been
here.
fun trading with everybody today. 11:30. Yeah, it was good. That was good. We both got on a little early this morning. That was perfect. AJ,
Yeah.
I hope to see you around sometime again, also in the YouTube or in the Discord or wherever. But again, the YouTube's always free, and we're always in here every morning. So see you soon. Take care, everybody. Have a good day.
Yeah, take care, guys. I'm gonna probably bail out too. This has been a lot of fun, and this has been very productive. Putting out all this stuff to where we can kind of explain the weirdness of my 1 and 5 second chart trading lines. That's a busy ass chart, y'all. But when you understand it and it works for you, that's the important part. So if this works for anybody else out there, I'd love to meet that guy because, like I said, I'm a little different. but this works really well for me for what I do. And I think anybody can benefit from practicing trying to spot this stuff because it will improve your trading overall. You get more screen time, you get more experience over a shorter period of time. With that, I'm out. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning, same time, same place. Thanks for